Hi everyone. As you may know me, I am, but for the online audience, they know me as SmaugtheDM, and I'm here to basically talk about things that I have done, and just to answer a few questions. Apparently, people wanted answered. So my life story, I guess I'll try to make this as short as humanly possible, is, okay, I started filming when my father and my stepmother was up in PA, and they got an old camera, and it was one of those cameras that used like the tape recorders, like the actual tapes themselves, not just like the SD cards that we have nowadays. But literal tapes were used to record the footage. And so I started playing around the camera when they were recording certain moments for their school, and especially my dad's graduation was like one of the biggest ones that I can remember him having the camera with. And so when I eventually moved down to Florida when I was 9 or 10 years old, for another half of the year, which is another story in its own right, my parents got a camera, and I was able to then take that camera outside of our apartment complex that we had, and I literally just filmed whatever I wanted. It was mainly Pokemon films. It was doing a lot of like really random shit, and usually when I got done with filming, I would then work on Windows Movie Maker, and that was like the first editing tool that I ever properly used, and I still somewhat use it to this day just because of its simplicity, and sometimes it makes decently good quality videos from it, despite it being so limited. But in any case, I was able to do that, and then I would post then my videos on disc so that I could just watch them constantly, and I thought it was really neat. But I was never fully allowed to become a YouTuber until right when I got into high school, and this was, again, another long, complicated story of me coming back to Pennsylvania, but still. I was then able to basically start up a channel because everyone and their mother wanted to start up a YouTube channel, and I was like, what the heck, why not? And so starting from 2016 was when I actually first posted my very first video onto YouTube. So my first set of content, for those who are not aware of my YouTube channel, the first set of content I truly did and I wanted to do was do Dungeons and Dragons stuff, and you know, that was like the thing that I was doing at the time. I was playing Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like, hey, why don't I teach people like different aspects of the game through video? Obviously that didn't get too much traction, and so I had to dump that entirely. The biggest then set of videos that got me any traction were the videos that I did for Jurassic World Evolution. Surprisingly, when that game came out in 2018, I believe it was, that was when I was able to, you know, get somewhat of an audience going and people actually interested in the series itself, which I thought was really neat. But the second and probably most prominent videos that I have done on my channel, and I still continue to do them to this day, are basically the Lost Tapes videos. And for those of you unaware, Lost Tapes was a show on Animal Planet that started from 2008 to 2010, which was all about found footage from cryptids, which I thought was really, really neat. So, very simply, there are two different ways I'm inspired. The first way that I get inspiration is simply just watching other content creators. the people that I genuinely do like to watch. And this does include the fans and what they have to tell me. Like, sometimes they give me really good ideas, and I'm like, all right, I'll go along with that. I'll go with the flow. Sometimes it's you know, a joke that one of the groups might have said, and I'm like, oh shit, that's pretty funny of a joke. Let me just push it forward. Sometimes it's a question that people want to ask me, and that's perfectly fine. I'll answer their question in a whole dedicated video instead of just typing out that answer, because I think that's just too easy just to straight up type my answer in. I'd rather talk about it with everybody. And honestly, yeah, with content creators, that's a big one. And another big one is just simply, I like walking through the woods or taking a walk in general. That way it clears up my mind, and then I am totally able to focus and just clear my mind and then think of a brand new idea that comes into mind, which I think is really cool, that I could just honestly relax for a hot second and then just let it all out. So, again, the name is or otherwise known as SmaugtheDM. And I guess if you want to ask me any more questions, feel free to come up and talk to me. Genuinely, I'm a really open person. I like helping people out. I'm very interested in the stuff that I do. And honestly, any ounce of criticism that I get, I will take it into consideration. And I always do. I mean, genuinely, I am a little bit harsher on more people, but it's only because I'm trying to get, like, more success out of them, as opposed to me, unfortunately. I usually like doing that, and seems a bit of a problem. But, yeah, once again, folks, this has been SmaugtheDM. I will catch you all in the next one.